75 years ago, heartache arrived in Southwest Virginia.
In his latest Eye of a Story, Greg McQuaid, along with photographer Cole Pearson and senior graphic artist Rob Byrne, show us how one day on the shores of France changed the small town of Bedford forever.
The beauty of Bedford, breathtaking in its natural splendor.
I am a Bedford-born native. I'm very proud.
But unseen is a lingering sadness.
I remember the day we got the message.
Marguerite Cottrell recalls the very moment a stranger appeared carrying terrible news.
I knew something was wrong when this man delivered a letter to her.
A piece of paper that ravages her family.
I said, well, what is wrong? And she said, little Jack is gone. I said, gone? And she said, Jesus has got my boy now.
2 years prior, Marguerite's older brother Jack Reynolds was ordered to Europe. A war was raging.
Before he left, he came and picked me up and he said, now I want you to be a good little girl until I come home now. So, you know, that made my day.
The 22-year-old soldier was part of A Company of the 116th Infantry Regiment.
He looked big and handsome to me. I guess that was the first person I'd ever seen in uniform, was my brother.
The 116th was a highly trained unit whose ranks were filled with young farm boys.
To Mom, I am well and in best of health. Do hope you are the same. Tell all hello and lots of love from Jack.
Transatlantic letters kept the family connected and Mrs. Reynolds reassured. But on June 6, 1944, the soldiers would spearhead the invasion of Normandy. In a matter of minutes, A Company melts under withering fire on Omaha Beach.
The invasion of Western Europe has begun.
Uncertainty and fear grips the town. 5 weeks later, a wave of pain washes across Bedford from 4,000 miles away. At Green's drugstore, Western Union telegrams reveal unbearable news. 19 Bedford boys from A Company were either dead or missing. Another Bedford man in a different unit was also killed. It was the largest per capita loss for one town in America.
It affected everybody. In some kind of a way, it affected, I think, everybody.
It was the worst of all the beaches.
Historian and author Jim Morrison
The people didn't find out about it right away.
says Bedford was ill-prepared for the shock and loss.
The impact of D-Day on such a small community with a National Guard unit having 20 people killed, I think is really poignant.
At the Reynolds home, Marguerite's mother fell into a state of depression, never fully recovering from losing her second son.
My mother, till her dying day, never quit talking about Jack. She just felt like a part of her died when Jack died. That took a toll on her.
Mrs. Reynolds vowed to bring her little Jack home.
She said, I will not leave my boy over there. She said, now, France might take him away from me, but France is not going to keep him.
3 years after the war's end,
We all went out to the train station.
Mrs. Reynolds would finally get her wish.
Carter Funeral Home picked his body up.
Her son's remains were returned to Virginia from France in 1947.
Great loss, yeah.
Jack is now resting at Greenwood Cemetery among several fellow Bedford boys, like Tech Sergeant Frank Draper, Captain Taylor Fellers, and Master Sergeant John Wilkes.
But I would love to see my brother, see the brother that I didn't grow up with.
Marguerite Cottrell holds on tight to her big brother's personal effects,
All of this belonged to my mother.
from postcards to his Bible.
I had run through that before, and I said, oh my goodness, there's blood stain in this Bible. I think he had probably had it in his pocket, in his shirt pocket or something.
75 years later, these relics are all she has. The keepsakes complement fading memories of the brother she barely knew.
Tell all hello, love Jack.
Lingering sadness is palpable here in Bedford.
He was everything. He still is today.
But a single thought always eases Marguerite Cottrell's pain.
I was with my mother when she passed away, and I sure did hate to lose her. But the one bright thing was thinking, well, now maybe she has seen her boy that she has grieved all these years for. Maybe.
That was our Greg McQuaid reporting. It just conveys the depth of that loss. Even 75 years later, you can see it written in her face, just how deep that was.
Absolutely. 19 young men, one town. Such a huge loss.